Hey everybody, I'm Isaiah and welcome back to my topic channel and welcome to the very first official video on Isaiah Rivers Topics of 2023. We made it another year. I loved how I did videos in 2022 and I hope I'm able to still do these videos the same way in 2023. Same format, now going into the range of doing any video of any news related that's come out, anything just to make a video that you guys will enjoy. But without further ado, I have a special video coming out right now where I'm going to be telling you guys my top favorites of 2022. What that means is in this video, to celebrate 2022 ending and entering 2023, I'm going to go back and tell you guys all of my favorite video games, movies, TV shows, etc. in this video. I've broken them down into different criteria and I'll be going off each one by one of what my favorite was in 2022. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off, let's talk about my favorite video game of 2022. And when I first thought about this, there was no question what it was. I've anticipated this game for so many years. I've wanted it forever. So without further ado, my favorite video game of 2022 was definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. I was stoked when I finally found out that we were getting a Ninja Turtle video game collection of all of the classic games from the NES, SNES, Game Boy, and Genesis. I've been wanting this game since I first got back into gaming, and I wanted this game when I was a little kid. This game completely shocked me when it first came out. I played it nonstop. I loved playing through all of the arcade games, the NES games, the SNES games, and it was so fun to play through, and all to have them on one cartridge on a Nintendo Switch, also available on the Xbox and the PlayStation. I couldn't believe how good this game was and how excited I was for this game, which makes it my favorite video game that came out in 2022. Not only that, but you had every game on the NES, SNES, Genesis, Game Boy, and the 2 arcade games. Like, how could that be any better? The thing was, when I was younger, I thought they would just call it the Konami Collection and release all of the games that Konami did, along with the 2003 games for the 2003 series, since Konami also worked on those. But obviously, for a more nostalgic value, they were going to only go with the games based on the 87 cartoon series, which I still enjoyed, and I still loved playing these games. So that was my favorite video game of 2022. Okay, let's move on to my favorite movie of 2022. Now, this one was a little harder as there were so many good movies that came out this year, both in theaters and streaming services, and I enjoyed so many this year. But through thorough narrowing, I finally picked my favorite movie of 2022, and it was most definitely, I know this might be a weird pick, but I enjoyed Sonic the Hedgehog 2 so much. When this movie came out, I almost broke down in excitement of everything that got thrown in that movie. We were getting Tails, we were getting Knuckles, Robotnik was coming back with a giant robot. What? We were able to see more of Sonic growing up and becoming responsible in the movie, which any hero needs to know to be, because Uncle Ben said it best, with great power comes great responsibility. This movie, I loved way too much, and to the point where I think it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It blew the first one out of the water. I was so blown away and amazed by everything that happened, and it made me more excited at the end. I'm not going to spoil the ending because even though I'm pretty sure almost everyone has seen Sonic 2, I will not spoil it, so go watch it if you haven't yet. It was such a good movie. I'm going to throw an honorable mention of a second favorite that could have been it too. I really did enjoy Wakanda Forever. I know a lot of people were hit or miss with it, but I really loved it. I enjoyed it. It was happy, it was sad. But Sonic 2 hyped me up to a core. I would not stop talking about that movie for a couple of months, and it's making me more excited for Sonic 3 coming out soon. But anyway, that was my favorite movie of 2022, being Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You already know. You already know. If you know me, you already know what my favorite TV show of 2022 was. It was a returning show, no matter what. Stranger Things 4 was the best show that happened in 2022. Blown away by the new characters, a new story, what Eleven had to do, all the new characters I fell in love with. The ending, it was sad. It pulled on the heartstrings of so many people. That made Stranger Things fucking amazing and more awesome than it ever was. I completely loved this. Even though we had to wait in parts 1 and part 2, I couldn't stop thinking about it, watching all the different videos that other people made on it, going back and watching some of my favorite parts from the actual show. Eddie Munson became my spirit animal. This show was awesome, and it made me love Stranger Things even more, and even brought new fans in just from seeing different things from season 4. I don't know any other show that has been able to do that. But definitely, my favorite show of 2022 was Stranger Things. And I'm throwing in another honorable mention, and I'm putting them together. But I already talked about my favorite show. But let's talk about my favorite new show that came out. One that was completely new and came out this year. Without a doubt, another Netflix show. It was definitely Wednesday. Wednesday blew me away from the start. It was a little boring in the first episode, like any first episodes are. But once episode 2 came, I was sucked right into it. Jenna Ortega is probably the greatest Wednesday on-screen live action ever. She brought so much to the character. It was the first time a Latina was actually portrayed as Wednesday, which was really crazy, but also really awesome. I loved the entire series with Nethermore. Enid was awesome. Ajax was awesome. Xavier, little sketchy, but really good at the end. But if you haven't watched it, go and watch it now. It was so good. I highly recommend that if you're trying to find a new show. But Wednesday was definitely my favorite new show of 2022. Alright, let's take a break from talking about video games, movies, pop culture, TV, and everything, and go down to music. I decided to throw this one in as there was a lot of new music that I liked that came out in 2022. So I'm going to tell you guys my favorite album. If you don't know, I'm a rock guy. I like hard rock. I like metal. So that means that my favorite album of 2022, by far, and probably the one I had most on repeat, was definitely 4 by Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. Slash is one of the greatest guitarists of all time. I grew up idolizing Slash, Guns N' Roses, and everything. So when I got into more of Slash's solo stuff, and I stumbled upon 4 right before it came out, with all the different singles, I instantly fell in love with the sound of it. Made me go back and listen to Slash's other records that he did with the Conspirators. But 4 was definitely my favorite album of 2022. It had so many good songs, including the title track, Fill My World, Actions Speak Better Than Words, and so many more. If you're a rock fan or a guitar fan, you'll definitely love this album, like I did as well. And I will throw in an honorable mention for this, as I've done it for the past other ones, other than the video games. But a close second was definitely Unlimited Love by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Really great album that actually got me into the Chili Peppers more than anything. But definitely my favorite album was 4 by Slash. If you like Slash, if you like rock, if you like that's not too extremely heavy, go listen to that. All right, and with that, those are my favorites of 2022. What were your favorites in those categories that I put out of 2022? And what are you looking forward to in 2023 in any of those categories? But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year again, and welcome to 2023. Hope you guys had a good start to the year so far, and I hope you guys had a good year with 2022. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, because in my opinion, you always need topics in your life. And until I see you guys again, peace to the O, to the U, to the T. Peace out, guys.